typical Belarusian train. This is the first class. You'll notice the difference. We have cabins, people sleeping. It's kind of like old school James Bond stuff. You can imagine the hitman will take you out at any moment. It's quite fun. So I'm on a train to Brest. See? I think the journey cost 15 or 16 Belarusian return, but I could be completely wrong on this. I need to check my credit card statement. The price will be posted here for the actual price of the journey, but I think it was cheap. For example, I just got coffee delivered to my table. When I say table, I've got like a whole area. Second class. Not the most comfortable seats. I've got like a hard backrest. You can see it's a pretty empty train. Coffee delivered to my table. 0.53 Belarusian, which is about I think that's less than 20 pence for a coffee. Quite a nice mug actually. Tastes alright. Anyway, it is a little bit noisy. The windows are open. That's probably why you can't hear me very well. Anyway, signing off. So I've arrived in Brest. Time to go and explore. Let's go see what this place has got to offer. It's another beautiful day here in Belarus. I'm in Brest, not to be confused with a French city called Brest. It's spelt the same, but it's a different city. It's on the southwesterly side of Belarus, and so far so good. Very, very beautiful city. Small city, population of about 300,000. I'm on my way to see the Brest Fortress. Brest played a huge part in the Second World War. It was mainly used by the Nazis to basically build their war machine. They used a lot of Belarusians as in the sort of slave labor. Many Belarusians died because in the Second World War, and I think this fortress it will show the struggle that the Belarusian people and the Russians, the Soviets basically, had to go through to basically get back their country and get back their freedom. Well, from fascism to communism, I guess you could say, but it's certainly better freedom than under Nazi rule. So onwards, we go and see the Brest Fortress. And this is Brest Fortress, at least the entrance to Brest Fortress. Let's go see. Hey, so one thing I want to draw your attention to is the surroundings. Notice behind me there's a tractor. One thing I've noticed in Belarus, everything is immaculate, everything is pristine, everything is incredibly clean. Full employment is a good thing in Belarus. Now, okay, the wages aren't that high because everyone is fully employed, and there's a sort of, there's a system in place for us. But I can see why the Belarusian people are immensely proud of their country. You go to neighboring Ukraine, it's fairly dirty. You go to Russia, it's extremely dirty. But Belarus, it's immaculate. Okay, this is a special place, obviously, because it commends the World War II dead and those that lost their lives in the war. But everywhere I've been so far is immensely clean. Belarus, the Belarusian people have a lot to be proud of, because I only wish every country could be like this. Just some pretty cool tanks. There's tanks. There's tanks all over Belarus. I love it. These Second World War tanks. One of these. I'm not a tank expert, but they're pretty cool. This is epic. Look at the size of this thing. I don't know if you can see how big this thing is. This is Mount Rushmore with Belarusian style. Impressive. And you see the guys marching? Practicing their marching skills.
Поста. Шагом. Марш.
So here I am at the Great Fortress in Brest. Um, it's a very quiet, peaceful place. Remembering the fallen, there was a huge battle here in 1941. If you head towards the fort, so some parts of the fortress, you can still see bullet holes in the walls. They've basically built this monument ever since the Second World War, and I just saw training, exercise. I think probably students, military students, or young personnel. I'm not sure, but it was nice to see them marching, and it's just sort of it's just a nice place to come. It's sort of especially on such a warm, sunny day. I think we're about 25 degrees at the moment, but this this is a must visit if you are in Brest. A lot of communist propaganda, but you know what? They beat. If it wasn't for them, the Allies in the West may not have beaten the Nazis. It was with their help and us combined that we beat fascism, and you have to be thankful for that. Anyway, I continue my tour. So here I am at Brest Fortress. This is some of the remains of what was left after the Second World War. A huge battle was fought here in 1941 by the Russians, the Soviets versus the Nazis. I took them a long time to regain control of this town and this fortress, and the reason being it's on a major river. See right behind me, this would have been a river that reasonably could have supplied with munitions further downstream. I'm not sure. I have to really check up on that one, but it's a beautiful spot. There's some people sort of, I think, contemplating what's happened here. It's a sort of very thoughtful place. I'm keeping my voice down because of that. What's interesting, I'll see if I can point it out on the video. You can still see bullet holes in some of the structure. A huge battle was fought here. I mean, I don't know if you can remember, the urban scenes in Saving Private Ryan. I mean, the reality is none of us will fight battles like they did in the Second World War, and I can only compare it to films these days, which is ridiculous, I know, because a film cannot portray the madness and just just the fear and just destruction that would have been involved in the happening in these battles. But yeah, I'll point out some. The next shot, I'll point out some of the bullet holes that still remain. Clearly, a lot of people died here. Whereas all these museums in Belarus are very beautiful museums and very nice, nothing is in English. See? Now I have to point my camera at the writing and use Google Translator. That's the only remedy for this. But it's slightly annoying, especially when the internet is not so good. But other than that, the museums are incredibly informative if you do have a Google Translator. So that was Brest Fortress, possibly the main reason to visit Brest. If you have to come here just for one reason, the fortress is the reason to go here. Now, don't expect to see some massive castle type fortress, because effectively it was all destroyed. And it was a fortress would be a term to sort of describe the army barracks of Brest back in the time. Army, the army where the cadets trained, where the military personnel slept. Military personnel a long time ago did a lot of training, but during the Second World War, in 1941, when the Soviets and Germany went to war with each other, this was a major battleground, and behind these sort of walls here, all the way to there, you see the monument that you would have seen pictures of earlier. That is Brest Fortress, and it is a moving place. I highly recommend it. So last night here in Brest, and unlike last night, the place doesn't smell of manure. It's actually really nice. The temperature's been about 26 degrees all day. I'm now out to go find some food.
the dollars plans. Dollars plans. Of the reconstruction.
It's a dramatic change. It's nice. So here I am in the Botanical Garden of Brest. It's run by university students who are biological students who run the Botanical Garden. One of them is holding my camera right now, and it basically depicts tropical to forest to arid vegetation, and the plants are in amazing condition. This place opened in 2010, and it's a recommended visit. It only costs you two Belarusian rubles.
А гладиолусы, это ж нет еще. А, уже, да?
So it turns out if you hang around train stations in Brest, they try and upgrade you the VIP treatment. They say, hey, come to the special area, come have free Wi-Fi, free coffee. Imagine that. Imagine that happened in London. Never happens. Anyway. So here I am at Brest railway station. This is an incredibly big railway station. For all you train geeks out there, I'm thinking probably at least 20 different platforms. So my next mission is to try and find the right platform. My train doesn't leave for a little while yet, but I figured it was better to get here early because I had to check out, walk across the city and just sort of take it in. Highlights of the trip: the Fallen Man Memorial with the huge statues and the museums about the Second World War. It has to be the highlight when it comes to visiting Brest. The Botanical greenhouse place was also very nice. Had a very enthusiastic Belarusian chap trying to give me a tour. I would have been quite happy just to sort of, walk around and just sort of, get lost in my thoughts, but he was insistent on telling me every single plant in the under the glass. Very nice guy. But this is the thing about Belarusians: everyone I seem to meet is just incredibly nice. I've got to fly. Everyone is hospitable. Everyone is kind. Everyone is very helpful. It puts Londoners to shame, because Londoners, you are incredibly rude sometimes when it comes to tourists. I haven't encountered that in Belarus. Everyone is very, very nice. If you have any concerns about visiting a country that isn't inside the EU, don't, because Belarus should be top of your list. It's a beautiful country. Now, I only wish the government would sort out the bureaucracy in making visas more accessible to anyone that isn't Russian, Belarusian or Ukrainian. But yeah, come visit. You don't need more than 2 days in Brest. It's a small city, 300,000 population. It's quite noticeable. You can blitz the place easily in a day or two. I think I walked at least 15 miles yesterday. It certainly did a lot of walking the first and second day, and yeah, it's worth a visit, and worth a visit solely for the music, solely to see the huge statues. Amazing statues all over the city. Anyway, until next time. Click subscribe, and hopefully you can join me on another journey. Thank you.